changes.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you've never been here before. My name is Amanda, obviously, and I am currently a nursing student. I have, when I'm filming this, like 90 days until I graduate. Oh my god, that's terrifying. Like 3 months until I graduate. So make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss any more nursing videos that are coming up. I'm going to be doing NCLEX, I almost said Netflix, NCLEX, interview, all those sorts of things. So today's video is going to be a Q&A about nursing school. I did like a frequently asked questions video before, so a lot of the questions that I got for this video I've answered previously, so I will link that in the iCard up there and you can watch that one. I don't think any of my answers have really changed from those questions, so yeah. So first of all, thank you everyone who asked me questions. I'm trying to answer them as well as I can. A lot of people comment questions on my videos all the time, and usually I'm really good about answering them, just like typing back a response, but sometimes I feel like it's easier for me to just like speak and tell you guys the answers that I have for your questions. So let's get into that. Okay, so the first question that I got, and I actually replied to this person already because they emailed me as well, but it's a question that I haven't answered before. So the first question is, can you apply to an accelerated nursing program when you're still in your first degree? And the answer to that is yes. That's actually what I did. I applied to my current accelerated nursing school in about, I think it was August of 2017. Wow, was it really that long ago? Yeah, because it was, so I applied before I had even started my last year of undergrad. So yes, you can totally apply while you're still in school. I couldn't fully be accepted until I had like completed my degree, if that makes sense, which was technically like a week before we started, but like I knew I knew I was gonna pass all my classes. So yeah, that's just like the one caveat behind that, is that if you're still in your degree and you're not doing the greatest, then obviously if you don't complete your first degree, they're not going to be able to accept you, which is very unfortunate. Yeah, so I'm in an accelerated nursing school, if you didn't know that, and so for that you have to have you already have to have a bachelor's degree in something else, whatever, it can be anything. So yeah, you can apply if you're still in your other degree. Just make sure that you would have your degree finished by the time you would be starting the other program. Another question that I got was kind of just how am I currently doing in nursing school, and how long my final semester is. So it's kind of weird because we don't really have semesters. We do have semesters because we go with like the normal school calendar. So a semester at the university, if you're just in regular classes, is 15 weeks. We have like quarters basically, so like we just call them terms. So each term is 8 weeks and 8 weeks. So we don't have like a finals week or anything. Like finals week for the university, we are still having our last week of classes. So 8 weeks. But I have a class this round that is 16 weeks. So yeah, next week I already start week 4, which is insane that we're already almost halfway through the first section of classes. And then another question that they had was, how are my grades at this point? And honestly, my grades are pretty good. Obviously, this quarter just started. I think I have 2 A's and an AB. In my AB, I'm at like a 93%, so easily could become an A. And actually last semester I made the Dean's Honor List, which means I had 3.75 or higher. I think I had a little bit higher than that. I'm not 100% sure on that. So yeah, I think overall my nursing school GPA is like a 3.6-ish, which is pretty good for it being an accelerated nursing program. I think, honestly, I want to say that like having like the 8-week classes makes it easier because you're only juggling like 3 classes instead of like 6. So I definitely like the way that they planned that out. The next question is about how to pull important information from PowerPoints and textbooks and how to study for ATI. First, my university does not have ATI testing that is required, so I don't know that I haven't had to take any ATI tests. So I think I'm pretty lucky from what I've heard from other people. And as for how to pull information from PowerPoints and textbooks, that's gonna depend on the class. I do have a video about how I study and how I take notes and stuff. I'll link that in the iCard as well. For the most part, I take most of my notes on my iPad, so I have the PowerPoint notes on my laptop and I just write stuff out during class. Then what I'll do, I also skim through textbook readings before I go to class. So then in class I take notes on the PowerPoints. And then to study, what I do is I usually type up all the PowerPoint notes, type up important stuff out of the textbook. So like basically if it's said in the PowerPoint and it's said in the textbook, it's definitely something that I need to know. Each lecture we have learning objectives, so then I go through those and I make sure that I have all that information, and I try to focus on that stuff the most because you can't know everything. So making sure that I know the learning objectives for each class is definitely very helpful. So yeah, the video that I have goes into much more detail about that, so you guys can just look at that if you have more questions about that. The next question is, what would you say is the key to balancing accelerated nursing school and life? It's definitely difficult. Definitely having a set schedule and knowing when I'm going to be making time for other things, including like working out, meal prepping, grocery shopping, hanging out with friends. I try my best to see friends or family at least once a week. Usually it's on the weekend. Sometimes it happens during the week. And I guess that's like the biggest thing, is making sure you're scheduling time for friends and family, but also making sure that if you are unable to see them or something, everyone's going to be really understanding that you're in an accelerated nursing program and it's a lot of work and it's a lot of time and you're busy constantly. But just making sure that they are aware of that. And it hasn't actually been too bad for me. I live with my boyfriend, which is really helpful. If I didn't live with my boyfriend, it would be a lot more difficult to manage time with him. And like we would have been fine, but it's a lot easier to live with him. What has been the biggest hurdle that you've had to overcome in nursing school? I don't know. That's tough. I definitely think learning how to balance everything has been the biggest thing that I've had to get over. But I think that that's something that I was able to accomplish very, very early on. The first part of nursing school, we had pharmacology and pathology together in 5 weeks. We learned everything, and I think them throwing us into that right away was really beneficial because it makes everything else seem a lot easier. So I think I was able to manage my time and I had to learn quickly how to manage time and figure everything out in those 2 courses. So I think that was like definitely the biggest thing, and it totally helped that was the first thing that we had to do. Next question, how many hours do you normally spend per day studying for each class, and how do you organize your time? I don't have to study a ton right now because I only have exams. Oh my god, I only have exams in one of my classes, and then the other class I have quizzes. But I do have an exam on Monday in that class, and I started last week just going through PowerPoints and typing up all the notes, and then today I have been going over the notes a lot, and then tomorrow I'll really dive deep and make sure I have everything in my belt that I need. I would say at least 2 hours a day if I have an exam coming up. If I don't, like an hour maybe. I'd say at least like an hour and a half every day I spend outside of school doing homework and studying and stuff. But for the most part, I'm not studying a ton. I know once NCLEX comes, I'll literally be studying every minute of the day. So I'm trying to not study a ton for that right now and try to just do that a lot in the end. And how do I organize my time? Well, definitely my calendar on my phone. Also like sticky notes on my laptop. This is literally how I survive nursing school. So like each sticky note has, well, number one, I have a countdown to graduation, countdown to vacation. This is where I have all my clinical hours matched up, and then each class has a sticky note, and that's where I literally go through, I write every single assignment that I have and when it's due. And then over here, each week I write down what's due for that week so I can stay on top of it. So that's how I organize my studying and homework and what's due. As for like everything else, I use my phone and I have all my classes and stuff in there. I pretty much have a pretty consistent schedule of when I do things. Like I meal prep every Sunday, I go grocery shopping every other Sunday. I come home, I cook dinner, eat dinner, do homework for a few hours, then I watch Netflix for an hour, then I go to bed. Wake up, breakfast. Like I have a continuous thing and I do it over and over again, so I guess that's how I can stay so on top of everything. I don't know if that actually answers your question. What is the most difficult course that you've taken so far? I think the most difficult course, I'm gonna say pathology and pharmacology were the most difficult just because they were in 5 weeks, so they were very fast paced. But yeah, those are definitely the most difficult ones that I've had so far, and I think those are gonna be the ones that are the most difficult. It was terrible. It was terrible. What do you like most about being in an accelerated program? And then it says, besides from finishing early. I kind of love the fast-paced aspect of it, if that makes sense. Like, I like that everything's so fast. And, like, now that I've taken everything, I can't imagine having a full 2-year nursing program. Like, that seems like I would be so bored. Granted, I would probably be able to work and I would have a lot more money and I wouldn't have to stress about money. But I feel like I enjoy being so fast-paced. I think also the fact that it's such a small group of people compared to a traditional nursing program. I guess that's not necessarily true at every school, but for me, there's 150 juniors and 150 seniors in the traditional program, and there's 32 of us in the accelerated. So I have a close relationship with every single one of them. I also have a really good relationship with all of my professors, and having it be so small is definitely a benefit of it. And obviously graduating earlier is helpful. I also think that being all with people who already have degrees, we all have like a different sense of like everything, if that makes sense. Like we're all on the same page, and like we've all like, if I was in a traditional program with my other degree, I think I would feel out of place, if that makes sense. Like I feel like our ways of thinking are just a little bit different because we already have that first degree. So that is it for today's video. If you guys have more questions, please feel free to comment them below. I will answer them. I'll just type them out. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss any more nursing videos, and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing.